So when I was in Japan for my birthday back in March, I did what everyone tells you not to do, which is trying to cram everything in such a short amount of time. I was there for like 6.5 days, like 6 nights, 7 days. And by the end of it, when I tell you I was exhausted. Okay, so anyways, this is the lead up to the story that I'm telling. So the very last day of my trip, I had booked a day trip to go from Tokyo to Hakone, which if you know, it's known for hot springs. It's known for being kind of like a zen kind of hot spring place in Japan. So me having tattoos, I booked like a private onsen to enjoy like at the end of the night. And I was like, okay, and I'm just gonna explore throughout the day. Just do whatever. Just explore, just do whatever. And when I tell you, okay, so I am on that train to get there, I am falling flat asleep. Like when I tell you the exhaustion is hitting me, I am like, I can't do anything. Like this, I don't know how I'm going to, because I got there at like, I want to say 10 or 9 a.m. And so it was like, I had to like 9 a.m. to like 4 p.m. to like figure out what I'm gonna be doing while I'm there. And I was like, from the bottom of my heart, I cannot explore today. Like this, I can't fucking do it. So the train ride, we're like 10-20 minutes from the station. I'm immediately looking up onsens, like a onsen where I can get a day pass that allows tattoos. People with tattoos there. So I'm looking it up and I find one and I'm just like, okay, whatever. Like, I'm just gonna go there. And another reason why I did not want to go to a public onsen is because you're publicly nude in front of all these other people, which we're gonna get into it. Anyways. So when I tell you that going to that public onsen was the best experience of my whole entire life. First of all, hear me out. So I get there and I'm already feeling like, I'm just feeling one, tired and exhausted, but also like out of place. I'm feeling uncomfortable. I don't really know what I'm doing, but also I'm like, I genuinely don't care. I just want to sit in like a body of water and fucking relax. And so okay, so if you know, you know. This is for the people who don't know, but like traditionally when you go to an onsen, you bathe yourself before you go in, and then you go out into all these different hot spring areas. And they separate men and women. So the place that I was at, they had like 5 or 6 different temperature pools, and they were all outside. They had a sauna, they had one cold plunge, and then all the other ones were hot springs. So I get there, and here comes the part where I'm just supposed to like strip down, but I'm in the locker room. You just strip down butt naked and go to the shower. In which the shower, it's interesting because there's nothing like it. Normally when I'm like traveling, there's some sort of like metaphor or relation to something in America, like something that I can relate it back to. But this experience, there was genuinely nothing I could relate this to at all. So I go to the shower pit, or I call it a pit because it's like all these showers lined up, and you have this like little seat that you sit in. You're butt naked in front of everybody, and you just take a shower head and you just kind of like spray your body off, wash your body, anyways, and then you go into the onsen, the hot springs. So I did that. Super uncomfortable. I'm avoiding eye contact with everybody. I'm just like, it's gut-wrenching. But I'm like, I literally don't have it in me to actually go out and explore. Okay, so to the point. I get in the hot springs and I start just like sitting there. And again, immediate uncomfortability is just coming over me. And for the first time in a really long time, it was almost as if it was one of those feelings where the uncomfortability, I was just sitting in it. I was stuck in the uncomfortability, and it was like, okay, like either you're going to get with it, you're going to figure out how to be comfortable with this, or you're just going to continue to be uncomfortable with this. So I'm sitting there, I'm trying to enjoy it, extremely uncomfortable, and then it hits me like just a pool of emotions come over me. And that's when I realized how much shame I have been carrying in my body, how I intentionally try to hide myself. It's almost as if I've built up, the body that I have built was built from shame. It was built from hiding. It was built from trying to figure out a way to keep me safe, which if you are someone who has experienced SA situations in your life before, I think you can understand the feeling of not feeling safe, not feeling at home in your body. And that's what this experience brought forth to me. Not only did it bring this forth, but then I start kind of like thinking about the culture in it of itself, because onsens are Japanese-based culture, Asian-based culture. Like it's very common to have that type of spa in Japan, Korea, things of that nature. And at first I was like how I was describing, I was very hesitant towards being in a public area where you're just publicly nude with so many women. And then the longer I stayed, the more I'm seeing, first of all, you see women of like all ages, like young 20s to 80s. Okay, there is a wide range, and everybody is just, nobody cares. Genuinely, nobody cared that you were naked. Like it was normal. And what I mean by that is, I feel like things like an onsen are not normal in America simply because how much we are over-sexualized, women and men, with let me calm down, because this, to me, it's a very serious topic, and I may be getting my words crossed in this video, but the point that I'm trying to make here is the world, these corporations, they profit when we live in a state of fear, when we live in a state of greed, when we live in a state of shame. When we are living in these type of emotions, corporations will continue to profit off of us. And that's when I realized something like this would never be in America, because people don't you make money off of allowing people, the individual, to second guess themselves, to not truly know themselves, to not be comfortable in their own skin. And so another point of this whole situation when I was in the onsen. I went from like one of the hottest hot springs that they had there into the cold plunge. First of all, when I tell you that was the biggest out of body experience I have ever had, like it genuinely felt like I was on hugs, if you know what I mean. Anyways, it was so crazy. It was the craziest experience I have ever felt sober. Like, when I tell you it was an out-of-body experience, if you've ever done that, going from extreme hot to extreme cold, you probably know what I'm talking about. But the way it just, like, energizes you. But the point that I'm making here with saying that is, in that moment when I did that, it's, first of all, like a rush. But the rush that went over me, that hit me, it's like, you're never gonna get where you want to be if you're continuously moving from a state of fear, greed, and shame. The alignment, the misalignment that's going on right now is love. And at that moment in time, so from November to now, I have been on a weight loss journey. I'm currently down 30 pounds. And at the time, right when I was in Japan, I was struggling with gaining and losing weight. Like, I was just kind of at like a plateau of like a 5-pound plateau, just maintaining between this weight that I was at the time. And it was extremely frustrating to me. And then another part of the trip coming up in itself, I'm like, well, I have to, like, I'm doing this and I'm gonna have fun, but also I was kind of like putting myself down, like, I'm about to ruin my whole routine. I'm about to ruin all the progress that I've made this far. And in that moment, when I'm in the onsen, I'm like, first of all, you've made so much progress from where you have come from. But the main part is you keep struggling with your routine. You keep struggling with these things, with this healthy lifestyle that you're trying to transition into your life. You keep struggling with it because you're moving from a point of shame. You're moving from a point of shame. Shameful of how I look. Shameful that it's taken me this long to finally get to the point where I'm fixing the problem. Shameful for everything that has happened to me. And that's when I realized this world will take your body and weaponize it against you if you allow it. If you allow it. And I think a lot of us do. And what I mean by that is, when you are someone who has dealt with SA situations in the past, when you are someone who deals with food addictions, binge eating, bulimia, anorexia, when you are someone who deals with alcoholism, when you are someone who deals with smoking issues, any type of oral fixation addiction, when you deal with those type of things, it's because you are so ashamed and afraid of what happened to you in the past that you just sit there and you're like, okay, well, maybe subconsciously you may not be thinking this way, but subconsciously what is happening in your brain is, I know, like with a food problem, for example, with me being a binge eater, subconsciously, my brain was saying, if I am not pretty, if I am not attractive, if I am not a pleasing aesthetic for someone to look like, that will keep me safe. That will keep me out of harm's way. Crying on camera is so annoying, and I was genuinely not trying to stir up these emotions to this extent, but the point at hand is, it's so easy to lean into that shame because of the structure of this world, or the structure of America that we live in. And I know me personally, I am on this journey of unfolding the shame, peeling back the layers, giving myself the love that I have always been deserving of. And sometimes that love is discipline. Sometimes that love is not giving in to your fixations, your wants, instead giving in to what you need. Withholding because you have the picture of your long-term goal, and you realize that this instantaneous gratification I'm going to get is not going to help me get to where I want to be in the future. And the shame is a really big thing for me. It's a big thing for me because when you've never been allowed to feel safe, to feel at home, to feel secure in yourself, it's so easy for your identity just to mesh in with this conglomerate of what America is. Truly, it's what they want. They want complacent people. They want people to work these monotonous jobs. They want people to not question the system at hand. But what if the system is internally destroying you? What if the system was never built for you to portray the truest expression of yourself? What if the system was built not for you to love, but for you to hate? And these are all the thoughts that are spinning in my head constantly. But the past few days, I've really been thinking back to that moment in Japan. Truly, 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 truly. It was the best moment of the whole entire trip when I was in that public onsen. And I'm looking around at all these women. There's all body shapes, sizes, types, everything. And all I could see was love and care and respect that they had for themselves and one another. And it was truly one of the most beautiful experiences I have ever had in my entire life. And it opened up, it opened up what I would call Pandora's box. Pandora's box of all of this shame that has been sitting inside me. And I was talking about this earlier. I'm not sure if I made the point very clear, but the point that I'm trying to get across is all of these goals that I have, all of these things that I am trying to attain, yes, I am working towards it, and yes, I am I'm chipping away at it, I'm accomplishing it step by step. But what is the intent behind what you are doing? Because there is a clear difference pre and post Japan for me. The clear difference is the intent that I had pre Japan towards my weight loss journey. It was I need to get a certain body size. I need to be a certain body weight. I need to be a certain body fat percentage. I need to do this because I need to prove myself. I need to do this because I have something to prove. To where now, the only thing at hand, the only intent at hand is love and care. How do you love yourself? How do you care for yourself? What is your reflection of love and care that you have for yourself? What do you do on a daily basis that shows you how much you love you? What is it? What do you do that brings joy in your life on a daily basis? And sometimes it is the hard things that bring the most joy. Like when I tell you, sometimes it is the hardest feeling to get to the gym. And sometimes I've been off a week and then I get back into it. And it's this back and forth game. But every single time I get back in it, I'm like, damn, that was good. Why did I even let myself off the hook last week? Because now I just got done with this. I'm feeling better than ever. You know what I mean? And that's the goal. That's the end goal, really. The journey. The journey is about love. The journey is about having love for yourself and spreading that where you go, where you decide to go in this life. And so embodying that love, obviously, for yourself is the first step. If you have a similar situation to me, to where you have no idea where to start, you start with the self. Because how is anyone supposed to truly love you if you can't even truly love yourself where you are at right now in this moment? And I know when you are an ambitious person, it is hard. It's hard to love where you're at right now because all you're thinking about is where you're supposed to be. But how are you supposed to get to where you're supposed to be if you keep being so negative? Think about it like this. 2 routes you can take to get to the same place. The first route is you being overcritical, constantly judging yourself, spewing out hatred. Like, you didn't hit a new max this week. What's wrong with you? You need to do better. Like, just being so rude, judgmental, overly critical to yourself. You can get to your goal, your end goal, doing that by all means. But what's the point of that? Because by the time, and I mean that, I genuinely mean, what is the point of that? Because by the time you reach that goal, you're still going to be living in hate. You're still going to be living in judgment. You're still going to be living in this sense of being overcritical. Second path you can take. I choose love. I choose happiness. Because that the feeling of love and happiness is not an end goal. It's supposed to be a part of the journey. So when you get to where you want, embodying this state of love, of joy, of happiness, you get to where you're going and you're like, it gives you like that confidence boost. Like, okay, what's next? You know what I'm talking about? And there's the distinction between the two is just simply a way of life. Are you going to be positive, or are you going to be negative? And trust me, when I tell you I am a pessimist at heart, being positive is extremely hard for me. But it's something I am working on every single freaking day, okay? I'm working on it every single day. And a lot of times I end up using sarcasm. But yeah. I guess my question for you, or the thought that I want to leave you with this video, is just simply, what area of your life do you genuinely feel ashamed about? And I ask you that because that will shed light on where you need the most love in your life. And for me, I know for a fact I need the most love in my health and wellness routine that I have for myself. That's what I need. So what is it that you need?